I know you gonna dig
swear down,
this.
this is your opportunity, blood. If you don't get this, you need to ask him. Yeah, you need to ask him questions.
To be honest, I don't know.
How long have you
get
been?
used to it.
He's a coach. He's a boxing coach. How long have you done coaching?
Right, let's go inside. Colin's encouraging me to go ask people in the gym questions. So let's see how it goes.
Why are you not asking people?
I don't know, man.
One of the biggest coaches.
Let the man relax and get himself ready. When he's ready, he'll do it. It's like you're pressuring him.
Yeah. Go warm up.
Be nice and easy and relax.
Yeah.
You know when you want to go when you're ready to go, and the man forcing you. I don't understand it.
Yeah, so I'm trying to take it easy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know why he's being nice today, but yeah.
So how's the gym? How long have you been coaching for?
I've been here since it's too noisy. It's not going to work for you now.
Is it?
It's not going to work. Hold on, we'll restart in a minute.
Alright.
We'll probably go to the office.
To be honest, my vlogs are mostly like just natural, you know what I mean?
Okay, alright. When you're ready.
Yeah. So kind of give us questions, because I don't know. Give us boxing questions.
I would say.
Come, stand there.
What's your favorite thing about boxing, coach?
My favorite thing. Actually hitting people, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's probably the best part. That's probably
The violence.
I used to like hitting people. That's why I got into it. I'm too old for that now, but that's what I do like.
yeah. Do you not get affected by like the head? Like, did you not ever think of like the consequences of
I don't
like?
get hit.
Defensive style. We have he has a very defensive style.
You're a champ. Go silently. I don't get hit.
Is it?
Most important thing in boxing is try and avoid the big shots.
Yeah.
That's most important. Not easy, but it depends.
How?
It depends who taught you.
Yeah.
I've had more injuries outside of boxing. Yeah, I've had more injuries outside of boxing than probably in boxing. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, that's a good sign. That's a good sign enough.
Yeah. Whenever I do sparring, my head's just tilting back, right?
You need that defense.
I need to, yeah.
Defense before offense.
No, but that's how you learn, you know what I mean? I think the first step is always
Defense.
the jabs, like.
They teach defense.
Yeah. So yeah. I don't know what other questions.
There's loads of questions you could have asked.
Who's your favorite
That's why I
fighter?
said you to stop it and think about it, because there's loads of questions you can ask, like especially boxing questions.
Who's your favorite fighter growing up?
Yeah, who's your favorite fighter?
Evander Holyfield.
What about him makes him?
What is it? Well, I watched him come up through the amateurs, and he just looked one of the better guys in the heavyweight divisions. He showed a lot of the kind of boxing style that I grew up watching. My coach was from that Midwest style of boxing, so he's very good at catching and parrying punches and coming back, working the body really well, and most importantly, it's his heart. He's came from the light division, moved into heavyweight.
He's got heart to fight.
And became the only 4-time heavyweight champion ever in history. And he wasn't even a true heavyweight. To me, I think he's the most accomplished boxer of all time. He's my favourite. He's not technically the best fighter ever, but he's my personal favourite because he took on every challenge.
Do you think he'd annihilate Usyk?
It'll be a very, very hard fight for both. They're the only two guys in history that have ever been undisputed at cruiserweight and then been undisputed at heavyweight.
Okay.
When Usyk beat Fury the other day, it hadn't been done since Evander Holyfield in the 90s. So, they're two of my favourites.
Khaled, who's your favourite?
I don't think I have one, I don't think I have one, yeah. I need to get one. Whoever I support.
Who's your favourite boxer here?
Yeah. What's it called? Adrian and Yusuf. Yeah. Adrian and Yusuf. They're my two favourite at the moment.
What's your favourite boxing combination, like your punch combination?
I've got too many but I like body punches, so I'd say
Body punches.
maybe a left hook to the body, If I catch you doing that, it's a problem.
That's it.
Yeah.
Liver punch is done.
We're on the body, right to the body or
Left hook to the body,
okay.
Yeah, it's a good interview. I don't know what else to ask.
Okay.
Alright, go on.
So, what would you train a boxer first if you were to train them? What's the most important skill?
I think what's missing from a lot of boxing now is the number of amateur fights. If you look at all the top fighters in the world today, they had between 2 to 3, 400 amateur fights. They won multiple national titles, and that's why 9 times out of 10 they're the guys who dominate the sport. Like we talked about Usyk earlier, a lot of amateur fights. Terence Crawford, hell of a lot of amateur fights. Whenever they enter a tournament, they were always favoured. So we're seeing that now. A lot of guys at the top of the sport, most of them have had a very good amateur career. And the way I was taught boxing was, I wasn't allowed to throw a punch for at least 6-7 months. Everything with me, what I got taught was footwork.
Okay.
My footwork had to be right before I could do anything else. And I used to come in from school, go straight to the gym, train, and I used to get so angry and irritated because I wasn't allowed to punch. I used to throw my school bag, when I got home after boxing because he wouldn't let me punch. But I kept doing the footwork drill out of respect, obviously. You don't show your anger from your coach, you just get on with it. But I kept doing it, and one time I went to the gym and there was a guy waiting for me to spar me. And he said, "You're sparring that guy." I said, "Well, how am I going to spar with you if you never taught me how to punch?" He said, "Well, get your stuff and get ready." And the guy couldn't touch me because my footwork was so good. But I didn't appreciate it because I was getting bored doing the same thing every day. Yeah. And then when I went back next day, he goes, "Okay, now I'll teach you."
So you mastered the craft of footwork first.
I think that's what, to me, that's what's missing in boxing today. I watch so many fighters on TV, and the footwork is not on point.
Yeah.
But again, you pick out Crawford, pick up like Usyk. A lot of guys like Haney.
What got you into boxing?
What got me? You know what? Some of my family members, they really like boxing, so I started watching it from like 11 years old.
So you had like an interest from like a young age?
I went to my first gym when I was 13 and a half, 14, All-Stars boxing gym, and then it just started from there.
All-Stars been around for that long?
Mr. Akai passed away now, rest in peace. He was my very first coach. He was my very first boxing coach, yeah, he was. Funny enough, Yusuf's very first boxing coach as well.
So you share that, you both share. Okay, do you ever get, before anyone's fights, do you get nervous now, or do you think like you're used to it? Because you've done it so many times. Like,
I'll be honest with you,
I feel you're fighting as well.
I feel the same, no matter who I've got fighting, I feel the same. Like I don't feel nerves in the ring because maybe because I've been doing it so long. And because I tick a lot of boxes during training camp, I like to feel like on the way, I don't walk to the ring, it's always like, right, they've done enough sparring, they've done enough fighting, they're fit, they're ready to go. I feel more confident with fighters that I've had for a long time. That's the honest truth. If I've inherited a fight from somebody else, and it's not necessarily the kind of boxing style that I've taught, it takes me a little while. It takes a while for boxing coach to gel anyway.
So you can't.
If someone I had for a long time, I feel
more comfortable.
I feel a lot more comfortable.
Because you can show them how you want to teach them without feeling like you have to make them change the way they want to fight.
They've had my voice for so long that when I say certain things, it's an easy trigger when they're in the middle of a fight. Whereas some guys, because they're not used to you, it takes time to build that relationship. And I always find that it's funny in boxing history, a lot of good world-class fighters have changed coaches and actually lost their first fight. It's not always good to make that transition, that change, like in haste. You have to think about it carefully and try and kind of pick the right opponents to trying to come into your first couple of fights with a new team, because there's things you need to work on together. But most times when you're at that high level, you don't get that kind of choice. You're thrown straight into a big fight and then you've got to make it work. And sometimes it comes off, works really well, and other times you have a nightmare first fight, and then maybe second, third fight you start to gel and things start to work.
Has there been any like serious fights in the boxing gym?
Oh, my gym?
Yeah.
I've never had any. If you mean like distasteful.
Yeah, like anything personal or like.
No. We've had some serious spars. I mean, if you come into a gym and there's.
Well, it's like respectful, serious.
If there's a lot of guys in around the same weight as you. For me personally, I've always said when I went to a boxing gym, I had to be number one. If I wasn't number one, something was seriously wrong. And if you don't want to be number one, then I don't think you should be boxing. So in here, there's good 4 or 5 guys around the same weight. I expect that natural competition. If I don't see it, I worry, because then what side am I going to see come fight night? You need to fight for your place here. It puts you in the right kind of frame of mind. The mentality's got to be right when you're boxing.
Yeah, that's true. You always aim for the best.
Always for me. Always. Survival of the fittest, last man standing. That's what boxing's about.
What was your biggest shock when you were watching boxing growing up? Maybe I wanted to ask that.
I was shocked when Amir Khan beat Xavier. I'm not gonna lie.
What's your thoughts on Amir Khan?
Amir Khan,
Yeah.
I think he's been one of the best fighters we've had in this country. I know a lot of people will say that he's vulnerable, but you have to remember, number one, Amir Khan boxed everybody. He wasn't scared to go up and weight and challenge himself, and he's got some Hall of Famers on his resume. I mean, the likes of he beat some very, very good guys. Devin Alexander, those kind of fighters, they're very, very good fighters. Zab Judah, Hall of Famer, he's one of the last undisputed champions we had. Amir Khan beat him, so I've got a lot of respect for Amir Khan. He's had a good career.
Who do you think's got the best footwork at the moment in terms of who's fighting now?
Footwork.
That stands out to you.
Lemachenko's got to be up there. Lemachenko's one of them. Usyk, obviously. Terence Crawford, really good footwork. I like Tank's footwork. There's a lot of good guys.
What do you think of the new boxers that are popping off, like Tank? Who else is there? What's that other guy? Like Ryan Garcia.
For me personally, I put Devin Haney above. I put him at the top.
Wow.
Even though obviously
he got beat over
with the Ryan fight, but two issues. One, you came in overweight, which means you never tried to make the weight, so you're at an advantage.
Yeah.
What people don't understand about boxing is, if me and him have got a fight coming and we get 10 weeks notice and we've agreed a weight, and I'm training hard to make that weight, and he's training not to make that weight, I've depleted my body.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So when you go to weigh in and rehydrate, he's going to be in a better position because he hasn't come down to make weight.
Yeah, he's always.
The other problem is obviously then you're talking about your failed, you're on PEDs, so your body's been enhanced anyway. So me, I don't take that away from Devin because Devin, he's the only one that's been undisputed, and he's the one that's beat Lomachenko. He's the one that went over to Australia twice and beat Cambosos, and he's the one that went up and weight and beat Regis Prograis. The others have done great things, but not to the same classic to me as him.
Yeah.
So I know everyone's getting on Devin now, but this is what boxing's like.
Exactly.
You could be on a high, and then when you get one loss in a minute, all of a sudden you're no good.
Yeah.
But you're going to forget about all the good work he's done for the last few years.
Yeah,
and bear in mind, remember, he's like 24, 25 years old.
Still young, yeah.
But I just assumed that because Ryan Garcia took drugs, that no one would side with him. But it seems as though people think that he's.
But that's an easy question to answer. That is typical of this generation and this social media era, where people can be brave now at home on their phone. You can say whatever you want about somebody, and obviously there's no repercussions for it. In the 90s and early 2000s, if that fight had happened and Devin Haney had continuously kept getting up, he would be praised. Because at no point did he try to quit. He was getting knocked down, heavy knockdowns. A lot of fighters would have gone out, or they wouldn't have bothered trying to get up and continue. Every time he kept getting up and still kept trying to go at Ryan and trying to turn the fight around. Back in the old days, you would be knighted for that. In this day and age, with these keyboard warriors, you want to talk about nonsense.
It's annoying.
It's actually quite annoying. It's a shame because it's a shame Ryan had to do that, because if Ryan had made the weight and he'd won the fight on the even playing field, it would have been really good for his career because he hadn't won a world title before. But you can see where the two guys are going. One guy wants to make history, and the other guy just really, it's like his whole.
It's just a social media.
And then he just got on a rant now, and now he's saying all sorts of crazy stuff. And really, what he's doing is masking the fact that you cheated and that you came in overweight.
You think he's trying to market? It's all a marketing scheme, or?
No, I actually think he's ill.
What do you think he's on?
I think he's a very sick man. I think a lot of the things he was saying before the fight even happened, I don't even think that fight should have gone ahead. The last time we saw someone behave like him was in the 90s. I think when Lennox Lewis had his rematch with Oliver McCall, and Oliver McCall had a break down the ring and started crying. Like when these guys are not mentally right,
they shouldn't fight.
You shouldn't let them fight. So that fight should have never happened. It should have never happened. to be honest with you, it's just, it was a crazy fight from the beginning. From where Devin was going, the trajectory is on. I didn't understand why he was fighting Ryan. I didn't get it because Ryan to me wasn't really. I would have rather he picked up a belt and it was like a unification fight or something. But it's almost like I can't get this thought out of my head that Ryan is more a social media boxer than a real time boxer. I don't look at him like that yet, unfortunately. And he's got a great left hook. You know, he's just like De La Hoya. De La Hoya had a great left hook, but De La Hoya was serious about his boxing.
It seems like his focus is more the social media.
All the numbers on social media and getting.
I think because now like YouTube boxing is popping off now as well.
Yeah, but I love YouTube boxing. We've got a guy here. His name's Spartan J.
Yeah.
He signed to Misfits.
Oh, okay.
He trains here. Yusuf is his coach here.
Oh, wow.
And that's I go to his fights. He trains every day. You know, but I love the concept because that's the other side of the social media is that at least those guys in Misfits are coming from the gaming world or whatever, but at least they get in the ring and they're fighting.
So is he a YouTuber and then he turned into boxing? Or?
He used to do kinesthetics and he just wanted other sports, and then he got into boxing. So
that's
I've
good.
got a lot of respect for Jay. He's got a lot of heart. He trained really hard. He hasn't been boxing very long, but he doesn't mind fighting anybody. So I like.
It's all about the
idea
heart.
of it. And anyway, and to be honest with you, I don't know why people complain about YouTube boxing. It's bringing more eyes to our sport.
Yeah, exactly.
About something that let's give it
money.
I think because people like they're saying like they don't put as much effort as like the old school boxers, for example.
But that's the old school boxing sport. I've always said to me, when you're boxing, you need to be a brand first. I think you need to because you've got social media era, you should really be building yourself. Building your brand so people want to come out to see you. Not the problem with a lot of guys in my gym now is because they're good boxers, they think that they should be in a certain position. It doesn't work like that. You know,
you have to build your image as well.
Promoters are looking to sign guys that have got a good following. That's what they're interested in. The guys looking for guys that have got a good following. They're not really interested in. They're not really interested in like. Just because you're a good fighter, I'm going to sign you. No, you've got to bring something to the table. And if you're bringing good ticket sales or good social media numbers, then people are going to buy more pay-per-views. So it's a business at the end of the day. So boxers need to handle their business, you know, as well as handling, you know, the sport. Handling their craft. You know, in this day and age, you have to do both.
You still end up in the ring at the end of the day.
You've got to do both, though. If you want to be taken seriously, you've got to do both. So the key is obviously always. You want to be relevant.
Yeah, exactly.
And you do whatever it takes to be relevant.
And entertain at the same time.
I've had so many good boxers honestly that honestly will beat a lot of good guys, but because they've got no social media presence or no social media following, like, the promoters are not interested in them. They go in the who needs them club. Like, you're a dangerous boxer, he's actually bringing them to the table. Whereas if you bring someone who has got a huge following and they do beat your favourite guy, well then you can offer that guy a contract then. What do you offer the guy who beat your guy who doesn't bring anything to the table? You basically, as a business, you've had a mayor, it's a problem.
That's true. It's all about attention.
I was thinking about that, like what you just said, and you know, like in terms of like the people that visit the fights, you think it's more from the community? You think that people should focus more within their communities for people to, or is it?
I think you're spot on. I think that's another problem today. I think you should build your fan base at home, and that's what we're trying to do now with youth obviously. There's not many people that box in Wembley, so you should be the biggest thing in Wembley. Everybody in the community should come out to see you, and you should be selling out, you know, sports halls in and around this area, and then you promote to bigger fights. You know, then you're taking a big, like almost taking an army with you. Then more promoters are going to be interested. You know, when you're coming just you as a good fighter, I'm a good fighter. That's not
There's much more to it, I think.
A lot more. It gets complicated, it gets deep. You'll run out of battery life when we talk about boxing.
That's true.
And what country do you think has the most attention when it comes to boxing? Do you think it's the UK, or you think it's the States, or Europe?
I think in terms of fans coming to like arenas and stadiums, I think it's the UK definitely, because like I said, I mean Wembley holds 90,000. There's quite a few stadiums that these boxers are affiliated with now, especially with the football clubs. In America, I think the quality of the boxing is better, but I don't think they do as much numbers as they do in the UK. I think the UK fans, to me, are the greatest in the world. They really get behind their people, so when they make a big fight here, it's great. But America, because of obviously the time I got involved in boxing, America's always been the mecca of boxing for me. You know, talking about the MGM Grand and places like that, they're historic. All the best fights have been in those kind of venues. So yeah, I still see boxing as it belongs to the US. I do see it like that because they've got the best boxers.
Yeah.
But in terms of fan base, you know, the likes of Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn have really, you know, they built boxing over here. You know, Conor was kind of behind them. You know, Watson was really good. You know, Boxer, Sky Sports. You know, it's big business over here. You know, it has been anyway, but they're doing a good job.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of British boxers which are very good as well.
Yeah,
like who brought a lot of attention to boxing to the UK.
At one point, we had a lot of champions. But, you know, it's just that the WBC champions seem to the Americans seem to have a real stranglehold on it. You know, it's like anything else. It's like this boxing's a roller coaster ride. You know, sometimes there's ups, sometimes there's downs. You know, we'll get there.
Yeah.
We need to do more UK v US fighting. Like they did the 5v5 the other day. I think we need to do more of those. You know, try and get ahead. And, funny enough, I think Frank Warren, I'm sure, with that 5v5, I think he had all UK fighters in there. Apart from Zhang v Wilder, I think he had most of the UK fighters. I think he did. I think he had Hutchinson, he had Nick Paul. I can't remember who else was on the card actually. It was such a good card. But yeah, I think he had out of the five, I think he had 4 UK fighters, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I don't want to hold you too long, but.
Anytime.
It was a nice
got lucky, I can't lie.
Yeah, no, you helped me. Well, it was a very good, interesting.
You're welcome anytime. You're welcome to Jamaica.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, coach. I appreciate that.
No problem, sir.
He doesn't know how lucky he is.